I've got a madman showering me with very cold water while I sit in a cool ship.
Do you guys prefer beer or cider?
Myself, I'm more of a beer person.
Cider.
I'm a cider fan.
Beer.
Beer.
Oh, definitely cider.
Is this a test? There's a strong beer culture in our country.
What I've noticed is the younger people, not old people like him, drink more cider.
Cider is too sweet.
Yeah, alcohol and apples don't go together for me.
Beer is just like, oh, it's cheap, let's get drunk on it.
No, I don't think so. I just find cider a little bit more feminine.
I've always been more into cider, it just doesn't, beer really bloats me out.
The type of person that drinks cider is adventuresome.
A normal guy drinks beer.
Somebody in like a white beater, maybe a suit, hairy shoulders.
And they're just out to get hammered.
Slightly older, slightly fatter.
I'm sure they're all very nice people too, though. If you're going in to get a cider and not a beer, you don't have a mature palate.
If you're going in to drink a beer, you're not a mature person. It's a little bit nicer, it's a little bit more sophisticated than beer.
Sophisticated?
Yeah, all those
Oh dear,
knuckle
I've
dragging
got so
beer
much
drinkers
respect
out
for
there.
you.
It's flavourful.
It's like an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah, exactly.
James Watt and Martin Dickey are back
Action. Build that.
to collaborate with the best brewers in the world and brew a beer in the dumbest way possible. Basically, it's the same shit they've always done.
It's not bad.
This is the BrewDog Show.
We're approximately 500 miles due south of our hometown of Aberdeen.
And we've taken the weather with us.
We're in the Bermondsey Beer Mile in London.
And over the last 10 years, London's developed to be the beer capital of the UK, with over 100 amazing craft breweries and one urban cidery, Hawks.
Cider's actually my favourite way to consume apples.
Is it?
Yeah, love it. Simon.
Hey man.
Hey, how's it going?
Simon Wright is chief hawker at London's first craft cidery, Hawks Cider. Founded in 2014 with a name inspired by the original London street peddlers, Hawks is on a mission to highlight craft cider as the premier choice for drinkers in the 21st century. With a tap room featuring their flagship Urban Orchard, an evolving menu of ginger beer and experimental ciders, and ciders from around the world, the sheer volume and variety will cast a spell on your taste buds, which of course makes sense for a cidery on a road called Druid Street.
Cheers, thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Yes, Simon, sure.
See you guys.
So where did your passion for cider come from?
I saw the cider was pretty boring in this country, like it was really, really slow market, and just thought perhaps I can have a go at trying to move the category forward a little bit in making something that the big guys can't make, something from real apples, no concentrate, something in a cooler environment like this. So I started Hawks with a single mission to try and change the face of cider forever. Started making some cider. Here we are now.
And what's it like working in the Bermondsey Beer Mile, which is, famous for breweries, but it's also famous for trains, which seem to go over our heads every 30 seconds?
For us, it's a perfect spot, right? Because this area is full of breweries, cheesemongers, and for us, just to have the kind of crowd coming in all the time, it's a perfect place for London's first cidery.
How many beer drinkers do you get coming in here?
It's probably all beer drinkers, pretty much, right? So that's why we chose this location, because if we're going to do cider anywhere, this was the #1 point that we wanted to be.
And do you find that people who are usually cider drinkers and then some people are usually beer drinkers, or do they cross-pollinate?
I think they're starting to cross-pollinate a little bit. Craft beer now is such a thing that people kind of really want to understand the product. So actually, for us, if we can turn some heads of some beer drinkers and bring them through the door, that's our #1 aim.
Teach us a little bit about it.
Cider is very much like wine. So you have red wine, which is high in tannin, which is more like a West Country cider. Okay, and we have culinary apples, which we make our cider from, which is more high in acidity and low in tannin. So that gives you more of a white wine style of cider than a traditional Southwest cider.
I just love that bittersweet snap when you get it into your mouth. It's almost like munching into a huge juicy apple. It's fantastic.
Part of the challenge is trying to make people see that cider just isn't something for summer, and actually being able to give them these kind of variations of ciders. So you've got it Soul Trader, which is a single variety cider. So that's actually made from a jazz apple. That's really floral.
And a lot of pear in there as well.
Yeah, and definitely it's coming off the skin of the jazz apple.
And it's quite dry. The acidity is sort of medium. It's not too sour in this one.
Yeah, exactly.
And in some levels, it's more complex than beer because you get to balance the sweetness level, the sourness level, and also the astringency.
Varieties, much like hops, they play a really, really important part in the finished product, so we're just experimenting all the time.
We love beer, you love cider. The logical starting point would be to combine those two passions.
I've got just the thing we've made before, Graff. We take some beer wort, we take some apple juice, and we co-ferment them together, so we just combine the two.
So it's like the ultimate fusion of beer and cider.
And I think we should use the jazz apple that's used in this cider.
I think would tie in perfectly with the hops that we could use in this beer.
Yeah, awesome.
So apples are infamous for sometimes having worms in them. At the same time, there's just kind of cutting edge development of farming bugs, eating bugs, kind of an alternative sustainable protein source. Maybe we could work with a bug farm to somehow incorporate insects into this beer. It sounds a little bit weird.
Sounds fully weird.
It might involve Martin eating some insects, which would be quite fun.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
So we've got some awesome different ciders that we can try.
Hell yeah.
I always like to learn.
I always like to drink.
So we've got this product here. We've actually used a champagne yeast. So that bit, you've got a bittersweet and a bit of sharp apple in there.
Okay.
Those two combined things are giving you all the tannin, yeah. So it's quite cool, actually.
And Simon, there's a lot of Brett smell in this. Is this wild fermented?
Yeah, it's completely different.
That might be a great way for us to ferment the collaboration that we're making. If we can use champagne yeast, but if we could try and get an element of spontaneity in there too. We're going to need a cool ship, but I'm sure David can hook us up with one.
Yeah, cool.
How can we make this in a way or a location that epitomizes everything we all love about this amazing city?
Have you seen a double-decker bus?
Yeah, we're Scottish, we're not idiots.
You sure?
Well, I actually know someone that works at one of those kind of open-top double-decker bus tour companies. I think I can persuade them to give us a bus for a day.
So we could brew on a bus travelling all around London, so I can have my map and tick off the famous sites.
Yeah, it sounds fucking awesome.
Hell
Sounds
yeah.
suitably crazy. As much as I want to hang out here all day, we've got to go and find David and see if we can get this all lined up.
Cheers, Simon. We'll go
Cheers,
find
mate.
some apples.
Yeah, cheers,
Yeah,
guys.
great to meet you.
Yeah, see you soon.
I'm just going to take this with me. It'll be fine, don't worry.
Sure?
Yeah, thanks.
All right. See ya.
Where did our umbrellas actually go?
I thought I was wearing a jacket.
Yeah, I think you were wearing a jacket.
Where are we actually going to?
See, David. David, you know that like the kids at the cutting edge of technology these days don't have maps, but they actually have maps on their phone.
No shit.
Well, as you've got a map, what we want to do is make a beer that represents London.
And there's no better way to see all of London than in one of those amazing open-top double-decker buses.
We're going to make a Graff. So it's half cider, half beer.
Nice.
So you're going to have to come up with something that can press the apples, that can also brew beer. Then we want to make it sour, so we want a cool ship as well.
And we're going to be going past Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, the Queen's Palace, all the iconic landmarks of London, and a beer.
Okay.
And the other thing to remember is always the safety aspect. So we're on a bus up high, and it's very much start-stop traffic in London and corners, so you need to take that into account.
All right.
When's your bus coming, by the way?
You know, I'm not sure.
Just download the app. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Remember, you're probably getting buses free because you're an old age pensioner.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay.
While David heads off to accomplish what's probably his easiest task in BrewDog history, be an old man and get a bus, James and Martin head southeast to the small village of Hunton to get some apples for making cider.
We're making a beer with apples, so obviously we're going to need to get some apples.
We've picked apples before in an orchard in New York.
So today we're going to get that part out of the way quickly and go and have some fun with bows and arrows.
That sounds safe.
I don't know what's next, it's time for action. Watching my TV set, it's not for me.
Apples and arrows may have worked out for William Tell, but James and Martin have wisely called in a professional.
Hello. Hi.
Born into a family of competitive archers, Amy Oliver first drew a bow when she was 6 years old. In 2007, she became European field champion at age 19, and the first female to do so in 20 years. In 2010, she was a silver medalist in the Commonwealth Games, an Olympian in 2012, and took individual and team titles at the 2016 World Archery Field Championships in Dublin. So yeah, we cast a world champion recurver. That's right, I used an archery term. You're an adult, go on, look it up.
Amy's been in the Olympics, but not just Olympics in London, so like home country Olympics as well. That must have been quite special.
Yeah, it was. Everyone shouting for me.
And is this the bow that you used in the Olympics?
No, it's my fun bow.
Shoot stuff off people's heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that your Olympic bow that you've taken?
It's just the one I use at home for shooting rabbits.
And how long have you been shooting for?
I had my first lesson when I was 6 by mum and dad. Quite a long time.
How much of archery is mental?
It's quite a lot. I think it's about 80% mental.
Martin's also about 80% mental, so he should be perfect for this. So what's your #1 psychology tip to make sure we nail this today?
Stay calm and
calm face.
Remember what we did in training.
We haven't done any training.
No, we haven't. Show us how this is done.
Okay.
Is this the highest pressure situation you've ever been in with your weapon?
No.
Here goes Amy. Oh, you're as bad as we are.
Did that not go through the apple?
It did, it went through an apple.
Well done. So Amy's arrow went through the apple. We thought she missed, but it just happened so fast and we were so stupid. We didn't realise the genius that we just witnessed. Amy, that was amazing. One effort, you made that look easy. Because she hit it first time, this is even better than Olympic gold medal. Martin, could you please sing the national anthem?
I don't even know the national anthem.
Amy, can you please sing the national anthem?
No.
Yeah, there you go. Amy, it's better than an Olympic gold medal.
Thank you.
It's maybe the best moment in your life, possibly.
I'm so happy.
Do you not get like a bunch of flowers or something as well? Yeah. Part of this success, I made this happen.
Thanks, Mum and Dad.
Drawing inspiration from how easy Amy makes this look, Martin steps up to string walk his bear bow. That's right, more archery terms, and since this isn't television, we're not going to censor this either. Martin likes it when you watch.
How many shots do you think it'll take to get a direct hit?
Given you've got a left-handed bow that you bought in a toy shop, I think we might need to get some more arrows. Martin, you look nice, calm and composed.
The apprentice will become the master.
You need to put your fingers around here.
Okay.
And it needs to be coming about here on your face, and you need to look down the arrow.
Martin, you've got this.
And what am I aiming at? The arrow at the apple?
Yeah.
Say bye to the guy.
Oh, nearly.
Good attempt. Quite good.
Yeah, I was quite impressed.
Actually hit it?
I hope so.
Ooh.
So they're going a bit left, which means you should aim more right.
I could have told him that, to be honest. Direct hit in the apple.
Right through.
Martin, if I can do this first time, we can then switch out the mannequin for you, just because I've like proven my ability and stuff.
Sure. Oh.
You hit his shoulder.
If he'd just the apple in his shoulder like I told him, it would have been totally fine.
Close. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
That might have actually hit an apple in the orchard.
Going to be the only one that hasn't hit the apple.
That was his face.
It got worse in the end.
Okay, Amy, we've seen that on average you are pretty good at this. So now I think it's the ultimate test where we replace the mannequin with James and myself.
My life is in your hands. I don't want to die, this is stupid.
All right, guys.
Do you think with me standing in front of you that it's going to stick in my head and you'll be fine?
That's all I'm hoping for. The arrow is now in the bow. Just pulling it back. Stay very, very still. If you don't hit us, I'll buy you a beer tonight.
Okay, well, it was nice knowing you. Good luck, Amy.
Aim high. Okay, let's never do that again. Hopefully you got that in one take. We are done. Let's go. Let's come back here. We're finished.
Holy shit.
Aside from Hawk Cider, here are James and Martin's top 5 breweries in London. Our number 5 brewery is Partisan. Because he couldn't get fresh American beer in Leeds, founder Andy Smith started brewing in 2012 to make it himself. Since then, he's developed a range of beers that are mindful of history and tradition while speaking to a new generation of beer lovers. Coming in at number 4, Pressure Drop Brewery. They started as 3 friends brewing in a garden shed. Now they're brewing 10,000 liters a week at their Tottenham location. With beers like Pale Fire, Bosco, and Stokey Brown, this is proof that not everything you do in a garden shed with your buddies is a waste of time. Nestled at the base of Gypsy Hill in South London is our number 3 brewery, Gypsy Hill Brewing Company. Founded in 2013 by Sam McMeekin and Charlie Shaw, Gypsy brews full-flavored beers to the highest standard. With steady growth, multiple awards, and an innovative spirit, Gypsy Hill is on a journey to endless success. Located on the Bermondsey Beer Mile sits our number 2 brewery, Brew by Numbers. Their beers are born from extensive research, testing, and experimentation, and the result is one of London's hottest new beer destinations. Just steps away from Brew by Numbers sits the Colonel Brewery, our number 1 and widely regarded as one of the UK's best and most influential breweries by drinkers and brewers alike. Founder Evan O'Riordan isn't just admired, he's spoken of with the reverence of a village elder. Home to exceptionally balanced table beer, evolving hop-driven styles, and world-class barrel-aged sours, the Colonel is the brewing mecca that beer pilgrimages are made for.
Normally you don't want a worm in your apple, but we want to find the perfect worm to put in our apple beer.
So we've come here to Horizon Insects Urban Farm to find one and eat one.
Look, it's not a farm, we're at someone's house. I think we're lost.
I think we might be.
I've also got a stomach bug.
Tiziana Di Costanzo is the founder of Horizon Edible Insects, an environmentally friendly startup that sells critters like mealworms, superworms, and crickets to people who are looking for sustainable sources of nutrition to crawl into their menu. With 3 times more omega-3 than fish and 3 times more vitamin B13 than meat, insects are a promising and healthier alternative to traditional sources of protein. All you gotta do is get used to the idea of eating bugs.
Right.
Ooh, this is not the most appetizing looking picnic I've ever seen.
So what should we do? Just straight into James's
mouth?
mouth?
No, not straight into James's mouth.
These are the live ones. Look how cute. Wiggly.
Not really cute. What does an average meal look like in your house? Is this spider spaghetti, beetle bolognese?
You can make anything. We often have protein bread with insect flour in it, and we make the burgers. I mean, the burgers is the most delicious thing.
Do they have names?
Yes, but I get confused which one is which.
It's Paul.
Paul? Oh yeah, that's Robert. Do you want to hold it?
Not really.
They do bite.
They're good as pets, but I don't think you would really want to put them in your mouth.
Your pocket.
Right. The only problem, you see, that they only live 6 weeks, so you're then going to be sad at the end when your pet is gone.
At least let them have a little bit of air to breathe.
Okay.
Here we've roasted some mealworms. These are just boiled Zophoba, Morio, and these are just boiled mealworms, after which we cook them.
Oh, so you were just showing us the raw ingredients.
They are boiled, so you could try if you want, but there's some juiciness to them that I'm not sure when you go down.
So Tiziana, will you join us with a beer and bug gourmet feast?
Absolutely. Cheers.
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 Ideally, you would fry them or roast them, because also the exoskeleton, is quite crunchy in your mouth. Well, when you try one.
How do you eat this? Do you peel it or?
Well, dare I say that I've never eaten one just like boiled.
You've never eaten one just like this? Well, you're not doing this.
No, I'm not doing it. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, that's a wiggling one.
And you explode when you bite it. Oh. James, have you definitely finished that? Let me see. Under your tongue. Oh, you have. Did you like it?
No. One of my favourite movies is The Lady and the Tramp. Have you seen that movie?
Where the 2 people are across the table from each other?
The kissing thing. Lovely.
I don't know what was weirdest, almost kissing Martin. Or having that in my mouth. It's so salty as well, the juicy bit in the middle.
I actually get into them a little bit. Oh, maybe not.
He's coming with Martin.
Oh, yeah, he's looking for you there.
So these are mealworms that have been oven baked to perfection.
Absolutely.
This one's still moving. Martin, you're just messing about with one. This is how you do it.
There's some live ones in there. You'd have some beer with that. Just chew.
You might want to space some out.
It's really good for your working out. There's so much protein in there. There's about 100 grams of protein per mouthful. How's that taste?
He looks like he's enjoying it, isn't it? Yes, look. Don't like it. Oh.
They take so long to chew.
They're quite earthy.
The future of food. happy I'm not going to be living in the future.
Delicious.
It's just so weird eating them and looking at them moving.
Yeah, that was not a good idea to have the live one.
Well, it was your idea, so thanks for that, Tiziana.
Was it? Oh, okay, sorry.
What's best, the beer or the insects?
Well, I think they go well together. The same way you would eat like nuts with your beer, and it's healthier because it's got omega-3 and vitamin B12 and all of the other nice stuff.
So the ultimate beer snack.
Yeah.
We've got to find a way of somehow incorporating this mayhem into our beer.
What I love about the roasted ones here is the nutty flavour that's there goes perfectly with the apple. So I think this would be a really nice way to crush them down, make a salted rim for the glass when we're serving the beer.
And maybe we can put some of these into the boil.
I think that's the safest place to put them.
Tiziana, thanks for that unbelievably unforgettable experience. I'm excited about getting these into the beer.
I'm sure that will work well. Thank you for being adventurous and for stretching the horizons of your taste buds.
Thank you, Tiziana.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, let's go, James.
You're taking all those with you?
Yeah, delicious.
Good.
It's Brew Day, and James and Martin are in London to make their Graff, the perfect mix of beer and cider. David's asked the boys to meet up on a busy London street to reveal his bus brewing brainchild. But rather than pull the production van up to the bus directly, the crew opted instead to park down the road and get this awesome walking shot in slow-mo. That's production value, and you're welcome.
David!
Hey, David.
Gentlemen,
This bus looks insane.
come up and take a look.
Thanks, man.
Come on.
Guys, apples? I'll get it.
Hey guys. All right.
This is Simon.
Hi,
Hey
Simon.
man, how you doing? All right?
Very good.
Yeah, awesome.
Very good.
Thanks, Martin.
Cheers, guys.
This looks incredible. Tell us how it works.
So you got your basic kit that we always use. We got your fire, we got our pumps, we got our electricity. But we have made it so that it goes up and down and sideways, hopefully staying upright most of the time while it's traveling on the bus. As the weight transfers from right to left, we reverse the weight system to counterbalance the transference of the liquid.
Okay, so the brew rig's sorted. How are we going to handle the apples?
Right this way. First of all, we have our mill,
Hey, I recognise that.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Then the
Press.
press.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Then at the end of the whole process, we're going to rate out the burners for a cool ship.
So David, you've turned the top of this bus to pieces to install this system, but it looks amazing. We're actually going to make beer driving through the centre of London past all the iconic landmarks in the city.
Hopefully.
Don't say hopefully now, it's too late for hopefully.
So David, here's £5. Off you go to Madam Tussauds. Have a good day out.
Thanks for your help, David.
Good luck. Thanks
See
for
ya.
the bob.
I'm looking for that photo of you with Tina Turner.
Oh, he is going.
Safety glasses, check.
Mash tun's preheated. The water's at the right temperature.
Simon,
Yeah.
if you could do the honours for us.
Okay, will do.
And we're mashing it.
Whoa. This is
Yeah, you're
crazy.
boiling liquid. This is putting David's gimbal to the test straight off the bat. Think we should chuck an apple in the mash tun just for fun?
Should cut it first. Yeah.
Stick it in.
Okay, so that was a pale ale malt. We've also got, whoa.
I've also got 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, so we've also got some pinhead oats in there, and the oats is just going to add a little bit more body to the beer. Simon, as a Londoner, you should be doing the tour and pointing out all the landmarks as we go past.
Yeah, here we have London.
Hopefully your cider making abilities is slightly better than your tour guiding.
So Simon, where is this place on our right?
This is Pall Mall, I think.
You think?
Yeah, you can tell I didn't go to school much.
I think we should all put an apple in. Thanks for that. Thanks for scalding me. There you go.
Oh.
You pounded that motherfucker.
So what style of beer is this going to kind of come out at?
So it's like a fusion between a cloudy cider and a hazy IPA.
Well, we're at perfect temperature now for the mash test. Let's get this lid on and stop the splashing of scalding liquids in our faces.
Good idea.
Who's some of your favourite Londoners?
Winston Churchill.
Ah, amazing.
Got to be up there.
He would love a beer as well.
He would love a Graff. Actually, I think he mentioned Graff in his famous speech, I think.
Pretty sure he didn't.
We'll mash it in the beaches. We'll ferment in the fields. We will never drink industrial mass market beer. So these are the apples that we got from Kent that we didn't shoot off the top of Martin and my head.
These jazz apples actually will have a lovely residual sweetness to them, and then we'll just balance out the acidity. It's going to be awesome.
To the ultimate London beer.
Cheers.
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 Sorry. Well, let's go and juice some apples.
Come on then.
Guys.
So this is the juicer.
Yeah, this is my original mill. This is how I started about 4 or 5 years ago using this bit of kit. So what we're going to do to make cider, obviously, we've got to make some juice, right? So we're just going to drop some apples into here, and then we're going to watch.
Stick them straight in, James.
Straight in.
It's not working, Simon.
You got a kill switch on or?
Is it plugged in?
Got it?
Yeah! Woohoo! Guys, look at that. That's amazing as well, the view that way.
National Gallery.
Oh, it's Nelson's massive column.
As far as columns go, it's quite a good one.
Pretty straight.
Yeah. What did Nelson do anyway?
I think he did like war stuff.
He did like war stuff. Look at those massive lions. So we've got the juicer up and going now, so Simon, let's do this.
Right, so literally, by hand, let's put the apples in. We're going to create some pulp first, okay? We need to press the pulp.
Get all the apples in.
Get all the apples. Woo! Let's go for the big pour, come on.
Go.
Woo! Whoa, we're overflowing.
Woo! We've got the pulp of the apples now, which will give us the juice. We're going to move it over to the press because we need to get all the juice out of that pulp, all right?
Okay, Simon, so what are we doing?
So we're getting the pulp, we're making like a cheese layer on here.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're doing is laying it out and we're kind of putting a fold on it in order to protect it when we go up another layer, right?
So we go cloth with apples.
Cloth on apples goes on top, next layer goes on top. Goes on top,
Yeah.
spread it around.
Can you taste it at this stage?
Absolutely, you can start tasting some of the juice on there.
Yeah.
That's going to give us a really, really nice balance there. I've never done it on a bus before.
Never done what on a bus?
Made cider.
Oh. As opposed to the mile high club, we could go for like the 20 feet high club. Like if there was other people, not just the three of
Not
us,
just the
obviously.
three of us,
no,
yeah.
no.
That would be weird.
Well.
So we can see the juice is already coming out now, so if we've got a bucket.
Oh yeah, that would be handy.
Yeah. So the ideal time to put the bucket there would have been before we started.
It would have been before we started, yeah. Oh, look at that. So now we don't doing that, but we're stuck already getting some of the juice coming out.
Oh, nice.
Nice, yeah.
So what now, this silver thing out?
Take it out, put the big one on. Up that goes.
Yeah, Martin, come on, you've got this.
Come on, you
Should
brew
there
it.
not be a big stick in that
I
hole?
think there should be.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Martin. Oh, the juice. Oh, there's juice everywhere.
Oh.
I think you guys need to slow down and let some of it drain out.
So the actual juice should be pretty much bang on what we want. We're looking for sweetness, we're looking for the acidity, and you'll get some small astringency from the type of apples that we use, but not loads.
This juice is perfect.
I think with your style beer, it's going to give it a lovely, lovely finish.
Match test almost finished. I think we need to get this water into the kettle.
Simon, where are we now?
Westminster Abbey.
So the ultimate London beer cider fusion.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Who wants an apple? Catch!
Oh.
Londoners are rubbish at catching.
Here are James and Martin's top 5 beer bars in London. Coming in at number 5 is The Rake. Tucked around back of Borough Market in Southwark, The Rake is a specialty beer bar with a famously small seating area, yet a surprisingly large beer menu. With 5 taps, 3 hand pumps, and 2 massive fridges stocked with a myriad of bottled delights, this bar is one secret worth keeping. While Camberwell in South London has become a hive of trendy night spots, our number 4 bar, Stormbird Tavern, keeps things simple as a relaxed beer lover's pub. With over 360 beers, chairs to sit on, toilets that work, and music that's quiet, Stormbird is the perfect place to relax in a world where your most complicated task is deciding what to drink. At a junction of 5 roads in Hackney is an imposing 19th century building that houses our number 3 bar, the Pembury Tavern. This bar is as eclectic as its clientele. A range of generations rub shoulders to grab a delicious pint and a slice of pizza. And if that's not proof enough that we can all get along, then beer has truly taught us nothing. Coming in at number 2 is King's Arms in Bethnal Green, an old-school footy bar from the outside, dimly lit inside, and trimmed with chic modern woodwork. The 14 keg lines and 6 casks of ever-changing beers make this the perfect local spot. Top it all off with an extremely knowledgeable staff, and the King's Arms may be the only arms that you run to in your time of thirst. Pressure Drop, a brewery in North London, was looking to breathe new life into their old space, and their friends at Verdant Brewing Company were looking for a presence in London. So our number 1 bar, The Experiment, was born. Home to the freshest beer from both breweries every week, The Experiment is a chance to prove that small, independent breweries are stronger together.
Okay, so we're set up here with a couple of electric pumps at the bottom, which means we can draw off the sweet water, pump it across into the kettle. At the same time, asparaging in hot water, 80 degrees on top of our mash bed, and just rinse out all the sugars across there.
Okay, so the kettle's starting to fill up. The weight that we've got here, we might need to move there because we're losing liquid in that side. There you go, Simon.
There you go.
It's actually
How are we
quite
doing?
useful for this. I would say 1 or 2 more.
Way cleverer than you actually look. I think we need to transfer them from that side as well.
Yeah. Simon, we're going to need some heat underneath this kettle now. Do you want to do the honours? Watch your hand, you sometimes get a wee bit of kickback. Whoa, there you go.
There you go.
How's your hand feeling?
Singed.
Let's stop the sparge. I think we've got enough water in the kettle and get this up to boil.
Lid on.
Definitely lid on.
Hold on.
Whoa, hold on. Oh, whoa, guys, there's something.
Not right, huh?
No.
Who's in charge of weights?
Simon was. No. So far, so good, guys. We've got the water in the kettle and we're coming up to the boil.
Here's Big Ben having some DIY.
Simon, what's this amazing building here?
I believe this is Westminster Abbey.
Every building that we pass isn't Westminster Abbey, come on.
I think it actually is.
Ah, that's that Millennium Eye thing. What's it called? London Eye?
London Eye.
Okay, guys, so we're boiling now. So Simon, if you'd like to add the first hops.
Go.
So we've got some mosaics going in, New Wave American hop. Should work super well in this concept. You get citrus, but you also get passion fruit, stone fruit, and loads of kind of blueberry flavours in there as well. Should blend perfectly with apples.
Cool.
And all we're doing at the moment is just adding a capful just to make sure that it doesn't boil over. And then when we get to the end of the boil, we're going to add the rest.
So we've just knocked the flame out. Let's add these final hops.
Cool.
So all going in after the boil, kill the heat. Just means that we're going to keep all that amazing flavour in there.
And this is a lot of hops in this beer, but we're going for flavour and aroma hops as opposed to bitterness hops.
Wow, amazing.
Hey guys, since we're stuck in a traffic jam, why don't we let Dave strip this down, get the cool ship on, and we can go to our Tower Hill brew pub and get a pint.
It's the first sensible thing you've said today.
Just do it.
A mile up the road is the largest BrewDog bar in London, Tower Hill. And for James and Martin, the cheapest beer in town. While they face the challenge of deciding which beer to enjoy, David and his crew replaced the heavy brew system with a cool ship, a broad, open-topped vessel used for cooling the wort.
All right, let's do this in first. Wheel in the crane.
Get to the bar, quick.
That was a long walk.
Oh.
Crank her up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I wonder what's taking David so long.
We're ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And that's how you get in a bus.
Gentlemen.
David.
There was a set of stairs right there, man.
I know, but I've done that for years now and you never have to pay.
Yeah, okay. Here you are, presto changeo. You have a cool ship, you have your wort, you have your cider.
And this cool ship contraption now, connected to the gimbal, is pretty awesome.
Looks like a real good bar right here. I'm going to go have a beer.
See you soon, David.
See you later.
Great work, David. Thank you.
Good luck.
So we've got to get this liquid, which is near boiling, into this cool ship and add the apple juice as well.
Give it a go.
Yeah, Simon, if I take charge of the works here,
Whoa.
and if you look after the apple juice, Martin, if you could do your best.
Yeah, I'll try and steady this.
Okay. Nice and steady as she goes. So What we're seeing in this cool ship is the actual collision of cider and beer happening before our very eyes.
Look at that, Nick. Whoa!
So the smell coming out of this cool ship's amazing. We've got the mosaic hops exploding out there, but we've got the lovely Kent apples in there as well. Damn it. What a place to do this as well. Just going over, what's this called, Simon?
This one's definitely Tower Bridge.
Beside Westminster Abbey,
Beside
right?
Westminster Abbey.
There you go. Okay, that's the that's the kettle empty. I think we're all going to need to hold this to make sure it doesn't spill out.
Yep. Okay guys, let's taste it. This is the first ever Graff that's been made on the top of an open top London bus.
Cheers guys.
To London and to Westminster Abbey. This is like apples meets hops amplified.
It's going to be awesome, guys. Feels like we're going over Tower Bridge. It's probably the best time to cheers and have a cider, right?
Thanks for hanging out today.
Cheers,
Simon.
cheers guys.
So far, the liquid seems to be staying in this cool ship.
And it's definitely cooling down, but it's going to take quite a long time to cool down to the temperature we need. So we're just going to have to drive around the city pretty much all night, but it's going to infuse the essence of London into this Graff.
What about infusing the essence of James in there and I can just sit in there in my underpants all night?
I think you should get in.
Yeah, get in.
Get in.
Get
you
in,
look great.
In, yeah.
Have you been working out?
We better watch behind of that. Oh, it's actually quite cold. I'm surprised it's cooled down this much so far. Oh, it's actually quite a nice way to see London. I feel like I'm in a spa. I've got a madman showering me with very cold water while I sit in a cool ship.
To the best London Graff ever.
All the worst.
Cheers.
Cheers.
In case an extended dip from James wasn't enough, the cool ship embarks on an all-night bender to suck in the wild yeasts of London. Let's go! Well, no buzz lasts forever, and the cool ship finds itself unceremoniously ditched in front of Hawks the next morning, and taking on one more flavor, the London rain.
We better get in there and get the water into the carboy.
Let's get up there.
This was not part of the plan.
Get your umbrella over the top. We don't want it to be too diluted by the beautiful London rain.
Oh, you can't have too much London in it.
I think it's probably a little bit acidic.
Right, should we get it in the carboy?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
It's looking good. We've got the hops in there, we've got some sediment. You can smell the apple juice still.
So this wort is driven around London all night, cooling down and collecting all the beautiful microflora. Simon, that looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. And should we put a worm in here as well?
Godspeed. No, we're going to use our in-house champagne yeast, so hopefully it will give the Graff like a really kind of Sauvignon Blanc, what a kind of clean white wine finish to it, which should make it taste absolutely amazing. Done.
We've got the yeast in and now it's time for fermentation.
Airlock on.
Hey guys, we should toast this ultimate London Graff with a cider and a beer.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. What happened to your umbrella?
Well, I can't open bottles and do umbrella at the same time.
Cheers. Simon, I've been to London hundreds of times. I've never seen the city anything like this. Thanks for showing us a whole new side to your hometown, and thanks for teaching us how to make cider the old-fashioned way.
Cheers.
An absolute
Cheers.
blast. What aftershave do you use?
James, Simon, and Martin have brewed the ultimate London Graff, the perfect marriage of cider and beer. As the sun sets on the big smoke, it's time to share it with some thirsty Londoners.
We've loved being in London, and we've also loved seeing the London beer scene emerge over the last decade. London is now home to one of the best beer scenes anywhere on the planet. London is also home to Hawks, a fantastic urban cidery. So we decided to team up with Simon from Hawks to create a beer cider fusion.
So James and myself went out to Kent to a beautiful orchard and we picked some jazz apples and we met Amy Oliver, the 2016 World Archery Champion. She was at the Olympics and everything. And Amy actually shot an arrow through both apples above her heads. So, well done, her.
So we wanted to put the worm back in the apple, so we added some huge cooked worms during the fermentation. No idea what it's going to do, but we added them. And secondly, the rim of the glass has mashed up roasted salted worm to cover the top of the glass that you're going to taste the beer cider through that dead insect's mashed up body.
We want to infuse London into the beer. So we brewed this beer on the top of a double-decker bus, travelling around all the amazing sights of London. We then soured the beer in a cool ship and really infused the amazing microflora of London to make the perfect London Graff. What we have for you to taste tonight is that beer and cider hybrid, the London Capital Graff. I really hope you enjoy it.
What you're going to have in your glass is a whole lot of mosaic hops, amazing jazz apples, and loads of London. Cheers.
What did you think of the Graff?
It's interesting.
So unusual. Funky fresh.
Lots of apple in that.
I really like the Graff. It has like a slight taste of a cider.
Little beery finish. It's good if you like both.
This is amazing.
Mashed up super worms.
Do you think you could like lick all the way around the rim?
Not a chance.
Let's try together.
But you don't have it on yours.
That's why it's even better.
Would you like to do a beer and food pairing with a super worm? Would you like to eat one?
No, but yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the most amazing thing ever.
There you go. Don't take it out of your mouth.
I actually have a pet one. It's called Paul. I've had him for like a couple of months now. Paul. I think I might put this shirt through the washing machine.
You look quite nervous with the super worm.
Cheers.
God be with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's very bad. That's a happy face. You're enjoying this.
This is so weird.
That's really bad.
The popping's a little bit off-putting. It's interesting.
Oh, you've got a bit of it.
That's odd. It's quite earthy.
I don't like it.
Can't say I've eaten a worm like that before.
It's so good.
I'm glad you forced me to do that.
Do you want some more?
No.
Weird.
Is it better?
Better than the rim job.
Yep.
It's up there.
We also put James in the cool ship to get some extra special souring flavours into the beer. He was in his underpants.
If I bet you $10 that you couldn't eat all of these in one go, would you?
Do you think that's only worth $10?
Have $400 and a bottle of whiskey to wash it down with.
$400 a bottle of whiskey and you eat half of it.
5 each, $200 in some whiskey.
Hold my hair back while I'm growing up.
Only if you do the same for me. This is very stupid. Cheers.
This is the worst. Oh God. It's so bitter.
It's very bitter. It's like
So much chewing. There's like exoskeleton just all up in my teeth right now.
oh. Okay.
Good stuff.
Thanks so much for that bizarre experience.
Cheers. Are
Cheers.
we finishing this? This tastes like worms now.
Everything's going to taste like worms.
This is the ultimate London Graff, something that James, Simon and myself are super proud of. If you like it and you think this is a real great inspiration to the London beer and cider scene, on the count of 3, stick your glass in the air and shout cheers. 1, 2, 3.
Good night and God save the Queen.
You didn't say action. In the movies, it's like action.
There we go.
Ready? Action.
There we go.
Action. You said board. Proper Hollywood. There we go. Action. Awesome. Great. No, it's not great. What? I think you missed a word.
Okay.
All right.
On marks.
Okay.
Get set. Action.
Done. Well, let's only start when he does it a proper start.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
Action. Hey.
Cheers, nice to meet you.
No, nothing.
Oh, damn it. And action.
Fuck's sake. Do it properly.